Hello everyone, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I'm here with Scrappy Saturday video, and so I've been doing this, as I say in every video on my Scrappy Saturday video. I've been doing this for a few months now, and every weekend and usually Saturday I work on my scraps and using up my scraps. And last weekend I showed you all I had left was pretty much strips. So I've been trying to do something different, not just collage them. Nothing's wrong with that, but I just wanted to do, just explore what all you can do with your with your scraps. So I've been trying to really do different things. And then I saw a video where someone was making cards and they were collaging their strips, but not in this way. So I just decided to do it something a little different and do it kind of like my way. So last night, or this week and last night, mostly last night, I took a few hours and I didn't use them all up yet, but I'm almost there. But I got a lot done last night, and so what I did, I had about 6 or 7 pages like this. This is strips. You can see there's all different size strips. And what I did was pretty much, because I was making, let me show you how I got to this point. Okay, so I was making, well, let me show you this little drawer here. One of my little organizers I picked up at Dollar Tree, and I was making these little reinforcements. I thought to myself, what do I really want to make with my scraps that I have left? What do I really like? What do I love? And I thought, oh, I really, even though they take a little bit of time because, punching out these, it's a 2-step process of a punch. I really, really love these. So I'm like, I'm going to make what I love, right? So I made a bunch of these, as hopefully you can see in my little drawer here. It doesn't maybe look like a lot, but this took a little while to do, to make all of those. So, and they're so pretty with all the different patterns. I really do love them, and I can't wait to use them in my, my crafts and my journals and things, and my ephemera. So that was the first thing I started doing last night. And then, let's see, I guess then I started separating my strips. Okay, so last week I talked about organizing your scraps, and I organized my scraps, a couple weeks ago, or whatever it was. Sorry. And then last night I organized them again because I found when I was doing these little reinforcements that some of the papers, like that were more papery and thinner papers, didn't punch so well. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with those? So I separated them into like papers that I thought I could make reinforcements out of, which was like cardstock and thicker paper, and then this thinner paper. So what I decided to do was glue down all of the thinner paper. Sorry, let me take a drink of coffee. Sometimes you never know what your voice is going to do until you start talking, right? And it's morning here, Saturday morning in North Carolina. It's sunny and beautiful looking outside. I can't wait to get out there. But yeah, I was working on this first thing this morning, so I thought I'd go ahead and share. But yeah, when I took my thinner papers and scrapbook paper, copy dyed paper, all kinds of whatever thinner paper I had, glued them down on. This is just copy paper. I didn't want it to be too thick because my plan was to use my punches on it, right? My paper punches. So I didn't use cardstock. I usually use something like cardstock to make tags and journal cards. I use white copy paper. Okay, so I glued down I did use up all of my thinner strips, and here's what I have left of my thicker strips. This is my cardstock here, cardstock and thicker paper. These are just those receipts I showed you. They're still in here. I'm trying to figure out. I almost ditched them last night. I was like, do I really want these? But I think they're so cool that I think I do want them. So anyway, from here, I got them all glued down. I let them dry overnight. I just glued them with glue stick. And at first I was like being careful not to put, like I put a colored piece and a neutral piece and not the same colors next to each other. And this one was, I think, with the last one I did. I was like, it was getting late. I had spent hours doing this last night, and I was like, I just gotta get this done. I was tired, and so I just like glued it down. I didn't care what I was gluing down. I just wanted to get it down. So these were the last couple I did. So let me show you the ones I already cut up, because I don't know why I'm so amazed, but I am amazed, right? This, you know, oh yeah, it looks pretty. It looks like, okay, a bunch of colors. But when you cut it up, it's amazing to me. I don't know if it's amazing to anyone else, but it's amazing to me. So let me show you what I cut up, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make some Rolodex cards out of some of these too. So let me just show you what I'm amazed at. Okay, so all of this paper glued down on a copy paper, okay? Then I punched a flower out. And let me just show you this one as an example. I mean, all the little papers come together and you punched out. I mean, this is, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper on here. Okay. I mean, isn't it so cool that you have all these papers and they came together in this little flower and made a beautiful little flower. Okay. So that's an example of the flowers. Here are some, punch out reinforcements from the solid paper, but then I punched out some from the collage paper. And even though, let me see if I can find one that's actually more than one piece here, because I used, I still did the reinforcements when, here's one that's two, when I punched out something and I had a little scrap left from my punch out, I did reinforcements. So a lot of these are solid, but even the reinforcements like this one right here is 2 pieces of paper, you know, from the collage. Let me make sure I'm in the camera. See, it's a little bit of pink over there. That's 2 pieces of paper, like coffee dyed paper and some other paper there. So reinforcements I still made from the scraps from here as I was punching. And then that was, I showed you the flower. Let me show you the hearts. Okay, this week I got a heart punch. I've always wanted a heart punch, but never found a good price on one. And, you know, I just wasn't going to pay $20, right? So this week I found one. In case you're looking for a punch, you might want to check if you have a Tuesday morning. I found a heart punch this size. It is right here. Let me show you this one. It's a Fiskars heart punch for $4.99 at Tuesday morning. I was like, finally, a heart punch that doesn't cost $20, right? And it's a Fiskars, you know, that's a good brand. So let me show you the hearts. They're, I mean, to me again, just totally amazing. I mean, look at all the different colors on there. Can you see those? Hopefully I'm holding it in the right spot so you can see. But I mean, look at this one. There's 3 collage pieces coming together there. There's like about 1, 2, 3, 4 probably on this little one right here. I just love how they look. They're like little, to me, and I don't want any, you know, to me they're like little pieces of art, you know, that came together from a collage. So those are the hearts. And then here's one of these little curly squares. I think that's what they call the punch. Something like that. Sorry about my lighting. I've got morning light, Maya light, all combining here. And then I hadn't punched any of these scallop circles. This punch I picked up at a thrift store a while ago, and I forget that I have it because you know, it's kind of new to me. But anyway, again, with I even had a little like picture of a postage stamp in my scrap box, and I put that on the collage. So here it is. It came out on this punch right here, this scallop punch. Trying to get away from glare too. But these just little pieces of art, I'm going to call them, because I think they are little pieces of art. So pretty, well, with all the different papers on there. So this is just, you know, I'm just sharing this. And look at this. I had a piece of Tim Holtz tissue paper, and there's 2 other papers on there. So pretty. They're all so pretty. I just love them. So that's what I'm doing so far with like I said, I had about 7, and I have 2 left. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with some of them. So I took these. I like to make Rolodex cards too, and I kind of forgot about making Rolodex cards until I made these big sheets. So they're, you know, this is just regular 8.5 by 11, but this is what I am doing. If I can find my stuff here, let me show you. So I kind of measure. Here it is right here. I have one that I've made before, a Rolodex card, so I'm using it as a template. This is one I've made out of just, this is just double-sided scrapbook paper, not real thin paper, but not cardstock type of paper. So you can see I have a pretty little Rolodex card here. Here's the back. So I was using this as a template. So I just was cutting here. So I just cut a strip off, say I went like this, and just to get my kind of measurement of what I'm doing. Let me put it this way. Here, you know, all my papers are together here on the collage, and so I'm just going to cut to measure. I was just doing this. You could actually measure with a ruler if you want, but this is what I'm doing. So let's see. You know what? I think I was measuring like this. This is easier for me. Well, yeah, so I can get right on the line here. There, I feel like I'm right on the line there. And see, I have a tab, so I'm allowing for that. I made one without a tab here. And I wanted to see if I liked it without a tab, and I do, but I like it better with a tab. So this is one from the collage sheet without a tab. And it's just on that white paper again, but it's thick after you get that. You know, you've got 2 layers of paper by the time you get your collage on there. So let me see if this is right. Yeah, that looks good. So I just cut a strip like this to get the overall kind of size, and then I went like this to get the width. You know, I just cut. There you go, and that's what I did. A bunch of those. So, and that's how, you know, and then when I had scraps from this, then I punched out other things to use up so I didn't waste my collage, right? So from there, I'm going to show you what I do next to make the Rolodex cards. I have a envelope punch board here to do the tabs. So to do this little tab on the top here, you just put your, if you have an envelope punch board, if you know another way to make tabs, you can. There's probably other ways, but this is how I do it. With the big one, the little one makes this little corner a little smaller if you have the little one. So you can have a tab with the little one. It just, I think, will be a little bit smaller. As far as this right here, this curve. So this one, I just put my paper that I'm making a tab on, take the corner and put it right in the middle of this little punch out right here. You know, you have this little punch out. It's a little hole. Put it right in the middle of that, and then you punch. So it's right, see how it's in the middle? Hopefully, I don't know if you can see that on camera because it's kind of a small space, but it's right in the middle there. And then you punch, and then you have your first little part of your tab. And then you decide how wide you want your tab. That's probably at least 2 inches. So I'm going to go over, you know, it doesn't have to be any certain size. So I'm not measuring. I'm just saying I think I want it about like this. So I'm going to move it over and punch again. Okay, so I've got a little tab. You see it's smaller than that one. That's fine. And then you cut this piece off. So I just cut it off right up to that little curve right there. So you just cut that off. Now I realize I have all the punches to do this, so if you don't, you know, there's other ways to make a tab. And then from here, I round my corners. So you've got a corner rounder here on your envelope punch board, or you can use your corner rounder. If you have another one, just use that one. I have this one too that I usually use, but since I have my envelope punch board out here, I'm just using this one. Okay, and I round this corner too. Okay, all my corners are rounded. And then I have this, which I searched out because they don't make this anymore. Heidi Swap. If you want one, I would just say if you're in Facebook groups or you have contact with other people, just ask them if that's how I found it. I said I was posted some comment in one of my Facebook groups that I was looking for one. And somebody said, I have one that I bought it, I used it, and I bet I never use it anymore. And I don't really want it. And she sold it to me. So it's from here, this is the little holes on the bottom. Because I tried making it with, how you can make it with a hole punch. But I couldn't get them to look really good. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I just didn't like the ones I made with the hole punch. So I sought this out. This Heidi Swap Rolodex hole punch or whatever it's called. And I just put this right in the middle. And again, I'm not really measuring. I'm just kind of eyeballing. And this does fit on a Rolodex, actual Rolodex, organizer, container. So I had one that, I have one that I store these on, a little Rolodex container. And just when I make them, I just put them on there so that when I want one for my journals, I can go and get one out of there. So there you go. There's a Rolodex card. Isn't it cute with all the little papers on there? So I really like that. And these can be journaling cards. You can put them on a page for a pocket. Just any number of things. You can make them plainer. I mean, most of the ones I have are just made out of solid, like a pattern cardstock or some kind of a solid paper to so you can decorate and things like that. And you could put something on here as a focal point if you want. But I love it just like this. So that's what I'm doing. I have a bunch of these cut right here. I'm going to make Rolodex cards out of all of these and then use up the rest of that collage that I have that I just showed you. And then I'm going to go from there and use up my other strips. So I will be back with another video to show you what I do with the rest of my strips. But my thought was I divided up and organized my strips so that I could use the cardstock ones for reinforcement. So I might just see how much room I have in this drawer. I don't know how many thousands of and how much time it will take me, but I think I've found through this whole process that it just takes time to get through your scraps. So if you really want to get through it, just give yourself a few hours at least each week to work on them, and you can get through them all if you really want to just use them up and not have a pile of scraps. So anyway, for motivation, I'll show you my hearts again because they're so pretty. These might be my favorite thing out of everything I've made from my scraps. So I think I'm going to have to make a bunch more of these. I'm putting my hearts in this top drawer here. And you can see I don't have very many, so I might just make a bunch of hearts and fill up this drawer here. And I'll come back and show you if I fill up this drawer and in this drawer, I'll show you how much I fill that up. And anyway, what I finish up. Hopefully this next week I will get through the rest. So thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed everything today, and just hit that subscribe button. I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. And I really I need 15 more. I'm like, come on. So thanks. I don't want to get crazy here. So thanks, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.